Local 4 News begins right now with a breaking news alert.
Two big breaking stories off the top here at 5. A gravel hauler spills, making a real mess of the evening commute downriver.
But we begin with breaking news from Detroit, where a shooting victim has died after crashing his truck while trying to drive himself to the hospital. Mara McDonald is live at the scene right now on West Grand Boulevard with more. Mara.
Kimberly, we actually have two police scenes. Let me set it up for you. The first one down here on Lothrop Street. You see all the police activity down there. There was a construction crew working on rehabbing one of the homes on this street. Police telling us one of the workers gets shot on the job site. He hops in his white pickup truck, comes down Lothrop, where we are right now, makes the turn here on 14th Street. That's West Grand Boulevard and 14th down there. Police believe he was trying to get himself to Henry Ford Hospital. He loses consciousness, crashes his truck into a utility pole down there. Witnesses say they heard the wreck and came running.
I heard it go boom. I didn't hear no tire screeching. I didn't hear no it was just a straight direct boom contact against that pole right there. So that's when everybody came out running up to the truck. When I walked over there, he was still alive. He just had a lot of blood rushing and gushing from his mouth. They had towels and stuff, but the towels got so damp, it couldn't soak up no more of the blood. And the ambulance took approximately quite a while to get here, and everybody was trying to get him to stay calm, but he lost so much blood, he expired right there.
Detroit police telling us that there was one shot fired here, and that man was hit in the chest. They tell us he is a white man, described as being older. Whether that means 50s or 60s, unclear. But that's what DPD is dealing with right now. We are live on Detroit's West Side. I'm Mara McDonald. Back to you.
Okay, Mara. Now to more breaking news. This one affecting the evening commute downriver. Take a look here. These are live pictures from Sky 4 over I-75 there, where the southbound lanes remain closed as crews work to clean up the mess from an overturned gravel hauler. This all happened about 1 this afternoon. The driver of that semi suffered minor injuries. We'll be sure to let you know, though, when the road is back open. All right, we just got new information into a disturbing discovery on Detroit's east side, and it's now become a murder investigation.
Police were called to the scene near the Parkview Tower apartment complex off East Lafayette around 9 this morning, where a 26-year-old woman's body was found in a dumpster. Police tell us that woman had a run-in Tuesday night with an unidentified man inside that apartment complex, which was caught on camera. He is considered a suspect, and we've learned police are also talking to a second man in connection to her death.
We do have one individual here at headquarters who, at the time that the officers first talked to him, appeared to be a person of interest or may have had some involvement.
Police plan to release images of the man seen on camera with the victim, and we'll share those with you once they are available.
We've now learned a mother of 3 and her boyfriend were the innocent victims killed in a high-speed crash, and police say it was street racing that caused it.
Eugenia Freisen and her boyfriend Sherman Wright had the green light when they pulled out onto West 7 Mile near Greenfield. That's when a man racing a black Dodge Charger slammed into their car, killing both of them. Let's get out to Shawn Lay. He's live tonight. Shawn, you reached out to the family today.
Look, the family lives right up the street from here. They are absolutely shaken by this, devastated. They're asking for privacy tonight, some coming by to put up these balloons because 2 lives lost right here by a car roaring right down 7 Mile. And people are coming up to us saying, look, these street races have to stop.
It could have been one of us in our car coming down the street.
Outrage tonight over the senseless deaths of Eugenia Freisen and her boyfriend Sherman Wright, both having no idea what was coming right at them Tuesday afternoon. Freisen and Wright hit hard when a speeding Dodge Challenger slammed into their car, a crash so devastating we can't show you the impact. Both Freisen, a mother of 3, and Wright were killed. New video obtained by Local 4 shows the driver of the Challenger running away, then running back to grab his cell phone, then running off again. A heartless act that has so many angry tonight.
And then when they showed where the boy just got out the car and threw his hood on and just walked away like he hadn't did nothing, that was really shocking right there.
It was a street race. DPD officers who patrol 7 Mile point to 2 other challengers in the video. 2 more drivers police are looking for tonight.
Oh, absolutely. We would definitely like to at least identify and interview them.
But you know what? It was wrong. It was wrong. Why would you be racing down 7 Mile? They do. They race up and down this darn street all the time.
Back here live, I just asked DPD about what they're going to do going forward after a crushing crash like this. They say they do have a street racing task force. They'll be stepping up patrols right away. We're live on the west side tonight. Shawn Lay, Local 4.
Yeah, it's something we've seen too often. All right, Shawn, thanks. Kim?
Well, now to brand new information into a massive crash that shut down US 23 for hours today out in Northville Township. You can see from the air a truck crossed the median and slammed into oncoming traffic. And now take a look with me at these close-up pictures from the ground, and you can see how far it skidded there off the road. And then there's this. That semi took this pickup all the way into the woods. And as our Coco McAboy shows us, the crash was so powerful it even shook nearby homes.
Both the northbound and southbound lanes of US 23 near 6 Mile Road closed as police investigated a serious crash. That crash left people injured and led to a chaotic scene.
Horrible crash.
It's tough for KARL to get the images and sounds of the crash out of his head from this morning.
It was almost like a beginning of a thunderstorm where it was rumbling, and then some loud crashes.
The crash happened on US 23, right next to his home.
You know, looking at that crash scene was like very devastating. It was the worst I've ever seen.
Michigan State Police say a semi-truck was driving in the northbound lanes when the driver crashed into another car. The semi then took out the guardrail, crossed the median, and hit a pickup truck driver in the southbound lane.
My cousins ran out to the expressway.
One of those cousins is Ryan Cleary.
We immediately ran over to the fence line and saw some wreckage there, so we had jumped the fence right away and went to the first vehicle that we had seen.
Cleary and his brother tried helping any way they could.
It was a very, horrific scene, and so in that moment, we didn't think much about anything other than just jumping the fence and running over to try and pull that person out of a vehicle.
Now Cleary and KERANEN are hoping all of the drivers involved in the crash will be okay. And we're told a nurse who was on her way to work also stopped to help the victims in the crash, and that the pickup truck driver is in serious condition right now, and the other drivers are expected to be okay. Reporting live this afternoon, I'm Coco McAboy. Back to you.
Some horrific pictures there. Okay, Coco. Let's turn our attention now to the weather, and we've got a little bit of rain moving through right now.
Of course we do. When don't we? But is it anything that's going to cancel softball practice, soccer practice? Let's ask Ben. Hey, Ben.
It doesn't look like it, Jason and Kim. In fact, if we see any sort of delay, it's going to be just that. Not going to last very long. This is that first line of showers, which is sort of falling apart, but still hanging out over Lake St. Clair, and eventually we'll be out of here in about the next 30 minutes or so. There's another thunderstorm just brewing there in the northern part of Genesee County. You can see the lightning strikes there and some of the downpours, so we'll watch and see how this develops in that same path, just slowly sinking to the south across our north and at least northern part of our metro zone for about the next hour. That's it. Not really a whole lot more to look at there on 4 Live radar. Temperatures have been on our side with that sunshine outside of the showers. Numbers going to fall to the 60s and eventually into the 50s. We'll call it seasonably cool tonight, and we'll see what your weekend looks like in just a few minutes. Jason.
All right, Ben. Tonight, a Macomb County Commissioner is sharing her concerns over a new request from prosecutor Eric Smith. He wants the county to foot the bill for an outside attorney when Macomb County already has its own lawyers on the payroll. As our Rod Maloney shows us, she believes it's a bold move considering he's already under investigation for misspending money.
It's been an eventful month for prosecutor Eric Smith. It was a month ago that state police came right out that door and taking stuff from his office after serving a search warrant. Then yesterday they went to his house, pulled out a security system. Today he was looking for the county commission to give him his own independent special counsel, his own lawyer. It's not going over so big. All of these searches are part of the forfeiture fund investigation.
I don't know what the hurry is.
Macomb County Commissioner and Audit Chair Veronica Kleinfeld tells Local 4 what Smith wants from the County Commission is his own lawyer to decide how to handle Freedom of Information requests about the fund investigation.
Yeah, obviously there's been a breakdown of trust between Corp Counsel and the prosecutor's office from the prosecutor's perspective. So he was asking for attorney for some specific cases, and as well as some possible things that they're looking at.
Should be a no vote, citing a lack of transparency.
From my perspective, putting it on today's agenda was expediting it and not giving us the opportunity to look into the details of each specific request.
Local 4 went to the prosecutor's office today to ask him about his commission request.
I was looking to speak to the prosecutor,
which is one of several he's made recently. He wasn't in and did not return messages. Kleinfeld green-lighted the forensic audit and is glad to see the MSP and the forensic audit going side by side.
Doing a thorough investigation is the best thing we could do.
Now, this went on the County Commission agenda as of yesterday. It came off as of today, and that's handled by Bob Smith, the County Commission chairman, who also happens to be the prosecutor's brother. Reporting live, Rod Maloney, Local 4.
Even more interesting. All right, Rod, thanks. Much more to come on Wednesday. Here's defender Kevin Dietz.
The son of a Detroit preacher spent 35 years behind bars. Now he is a free man. His story is coming up.
Okay, Kevin, and big news today across Michigan. A state rep arrested by the feds accused of being on the take in exchange for critical votes. And the one test that gives nightmares to new drivers may soon be going away. Nick.
A huge event here in Oakland County honoring the law enforcement officers who go above and beyond every single day. But there was one of them in particular who got a standing ovation.
And updating our breaking news, if you're headed downriver on I-75, you're going to need to find another way. All lanes closed at the 4th Street SCHAEFER exit because of that gravel hauler that has rolled over. We'll be covering it and keep you updated. And we're right back.